manuals for every machine, except the most powerful machine on this planet, the human machine. Let us try and take a peek into that machine.
Today we're going to talk about life in motion and change. It's nature's law to be in constant motion. Everything around us is in motion. There's nothing still. The only thing still is our cemeteries. When we die, our cemeteries are the only places which are still. The rest of the entire universe is constantly moving, it's constantly revolving. There are two motions that our Earth does. One is rotation and one is revolution. When we revolve around the sun, what we get is our different seasons. What we get is our winter, a summer, a spring, and that's how we get our seasons. And when we rotate, when the Earth circles, that's when we get our day, morning, evening, night. That happens when the Earth rotates. We have the planets, just like the Earth. Our galaxy alone is made up of several planets. And each one of these galaxies, what it's doing, is revolving around the sun. It's basically like sun is the mother, and we are all children of the sun, and we are all just going around our mother. There are galaxies that are situated far, far, far away. Most of us do not have any idea how vast our universe is. We all are familiar with the speed of light. We all know how fast light travels. I just want to give you an idea of the speed of light. It'll take us 1.5 seconds to reach the moon. It'll take us about 3 minutes to reach the Mars, which is a neighbor planet. Light only takes 8 minutes from the sun to reach us, the Earth. Closest galaxy is like 25,000 years. You could be traveling 450 billion years with the speed of light and probably still not hit the edge of the universe. There are billions of galaxies which have got similar stars, similar planets, and guess what? Everything between the Earth and the edge of the universe is all revolving. In life, it's nature's law to be in constant motion. Change is the only thing which is constant. Even time, as you know, keeps moving, keeps revolving. What you feel like today, you're not going to feel the same thing tomorrow. Every experience in life is going to be different. Every hour, every second, not only are we changing on a universal level, we are also changing on a cellular level. Do you know our bodies? I mean, how do you think our bodies do? Basically, how do you think we grow from, when we take birth to being an adult? I mean, how do you think our skin expands? How do you think our bones grow? How do you think we become from a small little tiny thing when we are born to, a 6-foot big human beings? I mean, mighty big human being. How do you think we get there? It's not, our skin is not a balloon. It just doesn't, blow up as we get older. What happens is cells in our bodies die and there are new cells. Our body on a cellular level is constantly changing. Cells are dying, they're being replaced by new cells. Even our thoughts, even our mind, everything, is constantly changing. Motion is one thing which is constant in nature. So rather than fight it, it's best to adapt to it, to understand that's part of what we have to be. We always have to be, you'll always find life to be good to you as long as you live by the laws of nature. If you try to go against your natural, what God has created, then obviously you will have, difficulties. So we have to be in sync with nature. We have to do what nature expects us to do. Well, basically, it's nature's law to always be on the move, always change. It's always best to follow whatever the rules and laws of nature are. We cannot go against what are natural laws. Change is constant. Change is necessary. Change is refreshing. Expect change. Expect your life is not going to remain the same. Expect that what you are today, you constantly want to strive and change for the better. We all have to develop ourselves, our minds, our bodies, our thought patterns to getting to be better on a daily basis. Our education, our teaching, our learning does not complete when we finish our schools or our colleges. We have to constantly be learning. Life is learning, and guess what? Learning does. Learning helps you change. Learning helps you adapt you to change. Change is very painful. Most of the people get so accustomed to their lifestyle. If we have a set life, if you notice, we all like to do the same thing over and over and over again. But people who change are the people who are prosperous. The unhappiest people in this world are the people who do not change. If you anticipate there are going to be changes in your life, when you're young, what happens? You go to school, you go to college, your friends change, your education change, you get married, you have children, you have families, your friends change. Your surroundings change. You may go today from being in one city to another city. Your jobs change. Everything around us is always changing. Change is a natural, universal law. It is a very natural phenomenon, and we have to learn to change, move out of a comfort zone, and take the risk to change. Change is all around us. Change is within us. Change on a psychological level, we're changing every single moment. Every living being is going through change. Change is very constant, yet many of us fear change. You like it or not, your life is going to change. Whether you like it or not, tomorrow, you're not going to have the same thing tomorrow as you have today. Just imagine, you go for a movie today and you try and see the same movie again tomorrow. It's not the same feeling. It's a whole different experience. We would like for us to have the same experience of watching the same movie the next day and feel the same way. Guess what? No, we feel different. It's not the same pleasure. Your next vacation is not going to be the same as your last vacation. You go to see the most scenic, beautiful spots in this world, and what you admire and what you appreciate it when you first see it is going to be totally different than when you go back and see it the second time. There are many variations of change. You could literally say there are 1,000 different variations of a change. Some changes we can handle well. Some changes are easy to handle. Some changes can be a shocker. Can really be completely take you to a different zone altogether. Then they can hit you at a time when they're least expected. Let's say a death of a close person, someone that you loved. It's very difficult to handle a change like that. All we have to do is first learn to understand that change is natural, learn to accept, learn to say, whatever life you're living today, it's not going to be the same. Change basically transforms us. There are periods of sadness and there are periods of great joy and happiness. Nothing lasts forever. When you go through those dark, sad days, just remember, those days are not going to last forever. 50% of the battle of winning is be convinced that change is good for you. To have a positive mental attitude towards change. That itself will make you cross the hurdle of a change. It all depends upon how you handle it at that time. What do you say to yourself? We all do not realize, but those dark days is what they are giving you lessons of life. The same thing with health. We all know that we are going to fall sick. We all know that we're going to recover. We're going to feel better. But then you go and visit some of the sick people and you see how dejected and depressed they feel. If you just calm yourself down and say, listen, these days are not going to last forever. Things are going to change. It depends upon your mental attitude to change. It all depends upon how you handle the changes. We all would love to just have those happiness and joyful days in our life. But guess what? Unless you have those sad days, you will really not enjoy the happiness and the joy. It's the same thing with work. Only because, as you see, only when you work 6 days a week or 5 days a week and you have the weekend, that's when you appreciate it. But if you had a weekend every day, then you would not, it would be the same thing. So you really need to have those ups and downs, those changes. Ups and downs in life are a lesson. It's like traveling on a road, right? You go on a bike, you can't just say, if you have an uphill thing, do you stop and just say, that's it, I'm not crossing the road because there's an uphill thing? So what do? You bike and you climb that hill and you know that it's downhill. That there is going to be easier thing. So similar thing with life, life, you can come up a hill, it's just a matter of crossing it, just understanding it, that those days are not going to last forever, and you're just going to be crossing that road. You just have to cross the road, just like you cross the bridge, so many bridges in our life. So change is very natural. Can you imagine how boring life would be had there not been change? Would you like to live the same day over and over and over again? Would you like to live the same moment? I mean, isn't it great? Isn't it, to have not know what tomorrow is going to be like, not know what next week is going to be like, next year? I mean, not know what life has in store for you. We all love the surprise that life brings you. We always feel sorry for ourselves. We feel, oh God, why are you doing this to me? Why am I being selected? Not realizing you're not the only one. I mean, there are people who are living life far, far worse than yours, and there are people who may be living life a little better than yours. It's all part of a life. They're all going through an evolution. When you are living your joyful and happier life, people that you admire today may be going through a tough time. Progress is impossible without change. Those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to look forward. It's okay to leave your past behind. Those who do not change miss out the great future ahead of us. Change is constant, and we just have to keep progressing and looking at change and adjusting to the new realities of life. Do not get stuck in the old thinking, old dilemma, old days, your past. Look forward to the brighter future. Look forward to the sunshine in your life. Those who cannot leave their shores, cannot really, and cross those oceans. Every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. It all depends upon where you focus. You can focus on the negatives of the day, or you can focus on the good things that happen to you during the day. It all depends upon where in life you focus. Throughout our life, we always are going to have our good days and our bad days, our good times and our bad times, our sadness and our happy times. It all depends upon where you focus, where you view. It all depends upon where you pay attention to. So if you focus on the negatives, you're going to be unhappy. You're just going to drive yourself mad, and you're going to drive yourself crazy. But if you focus on the good things that are happening in your life, life is going to be very pleasant. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what your background is, no matter which stage of your life you're in, you can always get to a better place than where you're today. You can always improve. You can always change. A year from now, you wish you would have started the change today. So let's look forward and welcome the change. Okay, let's see what do we do when we get a change? What do we do when the tidal wave hits you? What do we do when we get the most unforeseen things in our life? Respond, don't overreact. Just understand it, assimilate it, filter it, understand what it is, be positive. Look at it from a distance. Many a times, we magnify some of the things that are happening to us in life. If you just respond and make a determination, things will be far better tomorrow. When you look at hindsight, you will always realize, well, listen, oh God, some of the things that we thought were very bad, well, in hindsight, they worked out to be good today, right? I mean, all of us have seen that experience. All of us have gone through changes that we thought at the time when they happened were terrible. But today, when we look back, they weren't so bad after all. Ultimately, you will see the benefit of some of these changes. Change is the only inevitable thing in our life. It is the only constant. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Change can happen in many forms. It can come with a huge force like a tidal wave, or it can just creep in. Change can come in many difficult forms. It can difficult decisions. It can have tragedies. There can be changes, great changes for the better, and there could be changes of happiness. There are many forms that change can come in. Thank you all for spending the time with us. Thank you all for watching the video. I look forward to all of us changing, accepting the change, and being better human beings. This is Sammy Nanwani, signing off. Love you all.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you.